Hello and welcome to another video about Olympus stuff. Today's video I'm going to talk to you about the Olympus FL600R flashes. Now as you can see, I've got two of these fellas and I've had them pretty much since I started using Olympus cameras. They're great. They're tiny, look at that, it's a really small flash, but they're very powerful and very functional. So what I want to do in this video is just run through a few of the neat little features that I've discovered with these flashes, and I think that you'll like them too. One of the features that I use quite often is the built-in LED light. And if you'll see here, what's happening is I pressed a button over there and the LED light in front of the camera has switched itself on. Let me do it on this side. There you go. That's very useful for two reasons. The first reason is that you can use that to help you autofocus in dark situations, and you can also use it as a video light. If you're doing a little video vlog or something like that and you don't have an on-camera LED light, this is quite helpful. So yeah, it's a neat little feature. One warning though, it's very bright. If you have that thing set to the full power, it's going to blind your subject, so just be aware of that. Now to change the power level, you just need to click onto the OK button, hold it in for a few seconds, and it'll pop up. It may not pop up on the actual power level immediately. You might need to cycle through a few other options, but that's how you would do it. You can cycle through different power levels, press OK to the one you want. Then also, if you go into the mode itself, you can change the way it starts up. So at the moment mine is in manual mode, so whenever I press that little button on this side of the multi-selector, it's going to switch it on or off. Right, another feature that this flash has that's pretty useful, and I've used it a few times in the past, is the RC mode. Now RC stands for remote control. So to get to that mode, I just press the mode button on the top and turn the wheel, and there you go. It says it's in RC mode. So what is RC mode? If you're familiar with the Nikon creative lighting system, then this will make complete sense to you. It's exactly the same thing. You have 4 different channels that you can set your flashes to fire off in, so they talk to one another via some kind of radio communication. And you've got 3 different groups that you can select as well. So for instance, if I wanted to have this flash in group A and I wanted this flash in group B, I could set them up that way. So let me just do this. So if this one is in group B, and just imagine for a second that that one is in group A, when I have my camera's RC menu set up, which I did make a video of, if you go and have a look through the videos you'll find that, you will then be able to fire them differently. So for example, I could fire this flash that is in group B manually, and I could fire this flash which might be in group A in TTL mode or in A mode, or you get the picture. So it's quite handy from that respect. Personally, I don't use it too much these days because I'm pretty much a manual flash guy. I prefer to have complete control over all the flash stuff, so I would rather use it in its slave mode. So there you go. But now you just press the mode button, turn it into slave mode, and it's pretty much in its own slave mode. So what that means is that when the flash detects another flash going off, at its first detection, it will fire itself depending on the power level that you've selected. So you can adjust that power level too. So if I don't want to, whoops, a daisy. If I don't want to shoot it at full power, I can bring it all the way down to 1/128th and it'll fire at that level. So if they're 1/1/8 of a second, I mean not 1/8 of a second, 1/8 of its power, and then up to full power. So if I have that on full power and I now fire off my other flash over here, you'll see that that one is now fired off because the test charge light went out. It's now back on again. So that's very handy for me. I use that a lot. In fact, I use this now more often than I use my big studio strobes because they're just so convenient and small. Very easy to use. Right, the other mode that you can use for slave is slave A mode, which is the same sort of thing going on, but instead of the flash actually punching out the same amount of power every time, it will punch out the amount of power that it thinks has correctly illuminated your subject, and it does that by reading bounce back into one of these sensors. I don't know which is which, but one of them is a slave and one of them is the auto sensor. So they're both on the same side of the flash. It doesn't really matter, but you get the idea. Right, other features of the flash. It has obviously the TTL modes, which I don't use. You can zoom the head as well. So if I go over there to the zoom area, I can change the angle of the zoom. So what I've done now is I've gone all the way to 42 millimeters, which narrows the beam that comes out of the front. And that's, I've never really used that much, but yeah, you'll know what that has done. And that's about it. If you guys have any questions about this flash, please put them in the comment section below and I'll answer them as best I can. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and of course don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Just click one of the links that you'll see in the end screen here and that'll subscribe you to the channel. So whenever I upload new videos, you'll be notified immediately. And of course, give me some ideas. If you guys have any questions or anything that you'd like me to cover in specifics, just let me know and I'll be happy to do them for you. Until next time, adios.